George Schooley demonstrates how he works with advanced level learners on a nonfiction text using a highly interactive approach to reading.
So everybody get out your notebooks, and we're going to do a free writing right now. So I want you to write for about 10 minutes on your role in the family. What does role mean?
Your place.
Your place. Very good. What place do you have in your family?
Which one family are we talking about? The one we have now or the one we used to live with?
You can choose either one.
Okay.
It's up to you. Remember, free writing is for you. I teach the highest level of ESL. The course name is ELL 7, and it's an integrated skills course for students who want to go on to post-secondary education or perhaps get their GED, or who just need a brush up on their skills so they can function better in our society. And we have students from all over the world. They range from Latin America to Asia, East Asia, Africa. They come from all parts. And what's the rule for free writing?
Non-stop.
Don't stop writing. We have about 30 students coming every night, and that I meet twice a week for 2.5 hours in the evening. Okay, so last week, what did we do last week? What did we read a story. What story did we read? The scholarship, right. And what was the conflict in that story? Remember we talked about conflict? What was the conflict in that story? Different culture? Well, it is about a different culture, but what's the conflict? What was the struggle or the problem?
Female and male.
Female and male? Why? Tell me about it.
The father didn't support the daughter because she got that scholarship.
She got-
She won the scholarship.
Yeah, the story's called The Scholarship, and it's about how the daughter won a scholarship. What's a scholarship?
To go different school.
Yeah, the government or organization gives you money to go to school, right? But the daughter won the scholarship. Who did the father think was going to win the scholarship? The sons. So was the was the father happy about that? No. There's another issue there that some families deal with, and it's called birth order. What's birth order?
George connects learning from the previous lesson to the new topic.
Older siblings may be in that family. How would they feel about the older sibling? The older brother or sister?
It's supposed to be the older who is the one can get the scholarship or go out first, as he's the older, she's the younger. It's not her turn. It's kind of like that.
Right. A lot of times the first is more favored, right? Or it gets more
attention.
more attention, right? So that's what we're going to be learning about today. We're going to learn about birth order. And how many birth orders are there, do you think? Firstborn. The firstborn. And what's another birth order? Can somebody else tell me?
The pre-reading activities serve to activate learners' prior knowledge about the topic.
So, or middle.
But it's a middle if it's only a 3, right?
Well, let's see here. What's another one? My objectives for this lesson to have them read a nonfiction piece and understand the main points of the article and relate it to their own lives and create discussion through that. So we're practicing not only reading skills, but writing skills and speaking and listening. But the primary focus, of course, is on reading. Only children. So that's what we're going to study today. Does that sound interesting?
Yes.
My overall approach to teaching reading is to help students to bring their own lives into a reading so that they can enjoy it more and understand it better, and to bring up other sets of ideas that they can bring to the reading and to the class, so they learn not only the main points of the reading, but all the other issues that go with it and give it a sense of purpose. The reason I chose this topic is because it's interesting, and it's something that everybody has prior knowledge of. They all have an experience with birth order. So students can contribute to the discussion easily, and when they read it, they have then things to relate it to, so it's not coming out from left field. This is like a stepping stone, and the purpose of this course is to prepare them to get a GED or to go into college. So you don't want to overwhelm them with something that is completely unfamiliar. You want to give them practice reading nonfiction and step them up into more difficult tasks. Okay, good. But first, I want you to find out who everybody is and make a group based on your birth order. If I'm a student, if I'm one of you right now, I need to find other people who are my group. So what's my group?
Even at advanced levels, it's important to check understanding of directions for an activity.
Who's the first? Or you could say, what's your birth order? So what's your birth order?
Your middle.
Your middle? Are we in the same group?
No. Let me hear, guys.
You want more middle?
So there's too many people in this group.
Too many middles, what can we say?
So your middle? What's fourth mean? Is there a fifth born? So you're middle. Okay, so you can stand here. Are you middle?
Yes, there are middle, but there are just too many people.
Yeah, how many things are we going to look at? 2 things. What are the 2 things we're looking at? Benefits and drawbacks, right. So first of all, what's a benefit?
Something is good for you.
Something that's good. So what is my birth order? So what's a benefit for me as a first?
You get all the attention.
I get all the attention. So under benefits, write down everything that's good for your group. That's a good thing about being first or middle or only or youngest. Write down everything that's not good.
So everybody have to write, or we pass that?
No, I think it'd be better if one person writes. So everybody choose one secretary. The first thing I do in any reading lesson is have what we call a pre-reading activity. And those activities are meant to bring up schema or related experience that the students already have, so they can relate to the reading and not have to process every bit of information. If they already have the information in their head, they already know about it, they can kind of brush through that part and focus on the areas that are more difficult to understand. The purpose of grouping by birth orders was to get a cohort of students who have similar backgrounds, so they can, in a sense, pool their schema or their background knowledge.
Oh, no, right, because for me, I gotta take care of my parent when I got older, and then I mean when you are just a child. I gotta go to school.
Yes. Parents struggle more.
The older
You
usually,
struggle more. The second one, you choose what your second.
we already
your
practice
older
enough
sister,
in
you
our
practice.
first. Right.
You learn from
Giving only one handout per group assures that learners collaborate to complete the task.
We can put it that way.
sisters.
I got it right. We are all brothers or sisters, but
Right.
and
You feel left out because the
feel
older
left
get
out.
more attention.
You
How
only
about
get
that?
more attention, and
The
those
older
are the
than the
youngest
baby
ones.
usually do.
so what will be?
Think of the clothes, you always get the leftovers.
That's what I
or
said.
the,
Oh yeah.
So what's your group now? You're the middle children, right? What's a benefit of middle children? Less responsibility. Why is that a benefit?
Why is not?
Yeah, why is that a benefit? Victor, why is that a benefit?
Because they're more oldest than I had, and they're the oldest one takes more responsibilities, and the middle one takes less.
So it means you get more free time? Yeah, okay, good. Now what about your middle too? What's a negative or a disadvantage for?
We have to take the best down clothes, used clothes maybe.
Okay, secondhand?
Secondhand.
Did you know that's what clothes that were handed down are called?
Secondhand.
Secondhand.
Or
But
forced.
I'm firstborn, right? Do you think I always got new clothes?
Yes.
That's about
My
how
mother is
maybe.
very cheap, so she finds secondhands from the neighbors.
Garage sales.
Yeah, so secondhand.
Classics.
George makes sure to elicit an idea from each group.
All the attention from everybody in the family.
You get all the attention,
Spoiled.
so you're spoiled. Let's just put that down.
Spoiled.
Because you already told me firstborns get a lot of attention, right?
Right.
Is it the same kind of attention?
No.
What kind of attention?
I think our parents try to.
Let's hear from the youngest here. What's the attention? Huh?
Because we are the babies and we have an older brother and sister.
So you get
Not just the parent, but it's also from the older child.
okay, so everybody gives you attention. Okay. What kind of life will you have if you're a firstborn? What kind of job will you have? What kind of family will you have?
Making predictions about a text is a common pre-reading activity.
Now be like, what kind of life will you have because of your birth order? What will this say about that? Firstborns are independent, or they're leaders. Before they read, they have to predict what they're going to be reading. So that activates the schema, the related information they already know. And that will help them process all the information. But also when you predict a question, you make a question to predict what's going on and you look for the answer, you don't have to worry about all the minutia that isn't necessarily related to that. So I'm helping them to learn how to focus, find specific information, and then later when they read it, they use those questions to find specific points that allows them to weed out all the other things that might distract them otherwise.
Then it's not just for you. You have to share equally. You don't have to have all the stuff that you have.
Well, maybe your country, but in my country, usually.
They will get everything.
Because you're the oldest one, not get everything, but have to manage. Yeah,
Manage.
Yeah, manage.
So that's
if
what
they
I'm
have.
writing. Management.
Okay.
So this is birth order theory. It's about how people develop because of their place in the family. Just like we were talking about just now. How are all these children the same? No, each child has a different personality, partially, not wholly, but partially because of their order in their family. That's what the theory is saying. So we're going to read these right now, and you're going to read all of them?
No.
Which, just the one for your group. And what are you going to do with this paper here? Yeah, you're going to look for your trait and then fill out the traits for your order. Thank you, birth order. So, if I'm firstborn, do I fill out everything? No. Which one do I fill out? And what are traits? What do those mean? Personality. The things that you just wrote, your predictions here, right? And I want you, while you're reading, to think about whether the predictions you have here are the same as the reading has, okay? And then write down here, what do you write about? Typical professions.
In the jigsaw approach George uses, each group is responsible for only one section of the reading text.
No.
And the middle one, I like sales, advertising, and all that. Yeah.
Right.
The tree diagram gives them a visual layout for them to put in those points that they find, the specific information they find. And it also encourages them not to go into other areas that might be distracting in the reading, but to focus on the points that they're looking for. The benefits to having a different section to read for each group is that it's more manageable. Each group can thoroughly digest the reading. It's not that long. And they also have an opportunity to pick out the points that are important to them. Another reason I use these techniques like the jigsaw technique and grouping is when you put people in smaller groups, it's more manageable. You can observe how they're doing it, and the students can help each other too. And although these groupings came out random, they're bound to have a few higher level students working with lower level students. And so in those small groups, the higher level students can help the lower level students. Are the predictions you made the same?
Very close.
Okay, so I want you to discuss it. How do they compare? Are they close or are they really off? Your predictions aren't the same? And then I want you to discuss how about your personal experiences? Like your experiences in your home, in your family. Like Tony was telling me, he doesn't think he's that different from his oldest brother, that they have similar responsibilities. So is his experience the same as what they're saying here in the reading? So I want you to compare your personal experiences, what you feel, what you know from your family, with what the reading is saying.
They have difficult to be, good in reading. Read and rise. See that part here? That's not in my family as a middle, or my own family too. No, my older actually, the one take more time, and so is my boy. I don't want to be like, I want to hang out.
Evaluating the validity of the reading promotes critical thinking.
I don't want nothing from her. I want my own.
Now, why is it different? Well, can I see your paper? What's the problem with Roberto's paper?
It's not finished.
It's not finished. So how does he finish it?
Write all the 4 and 2.
No, maybe go and ask everyone.
Ask everybody.
Now the pieces of the reading are put together.
First, youngest, and only child.
Yeah, first, last born, or youngest, and only child. And who's the only child here?
No.
Allah. So Allah's going to be very busy. Is that okay, Allah? It gives the students a visual tool where they can visually see the different parts laid out in front of them. But the problem is it's not completed. So what they have to do is they have to interact with each other to find the information to fill out each part. And then they can see how any piece of nonfiction has different points that literally support a central idea. And so it reinforces what we've been teaching throughout the course, that to look for main ideas, find supporting details, and see how they relate to one another. Do you understand what
Any graphic organizer, like the tree diagram, can help learners see the organization of a text.
I've been saying hi. I've been calling her name to wait for you. I missed you. All right. Hello first.
Are you a perfect?
I think yes, well organized.
Well organized? Why is it you are well organized? Okay, anything else?
I have to do. You don't understand. When I grew up, I feel always high expectations from
last
my
one,
parents,
all the way.
because I was just expectation from my parents. So when usually if you're only one child in the family, you have to achieve a lot in life.
Compared to answering comprehension questions, exchanging information from the text promotes deeper understanding of the reading.
Take over or take off?
No, not take off.
Over.
Yeah. Like I take over your paper. Lucky.
I'm right. High expectation.
High expectation.
High expectation.
Take advantage.
Yeah. Have opportunity. Dislike.
What's that?
Interaction with.
Interaction with.
This interactive approach integrates valuable speaking practice as well.
Yeah.
The youngest one is
Oh, you are lucky. Wait,
school, college.
This is why you can be a professional, right?
Yeah.
What is this?
The baby.
Smart. Anything?
Like, if you're the oldest and I'm the youngest, you're gonna love me. So I never
What's this one?
The last stage of a reading lesson is follow-up.
Negative, and what's this one? Either one. Sometimes negative, sometimes positive. So these are adjectives, right? Are all adjectives positive? Are all adjectives negative?
Evaluating personality traits from the reading promotes critical thinking.
Now, what are we going to do? Right, we're going to group them into positive, either, or negative. So I want you to explain why it's true. Why is it positive? Okay, you have to. You not only do you put it in the group, but you have to explain why to each other and try to agree. No. When they group the words into different categories, it gives them time to really think about the meaning of the word and to evaluate its meaning and its relationship to other words that might be similar or in opposition. The reason I had them group the vocabulary into different categories is to promote retention. So by making them decide if it's a positive meaning or a negative or either, they are forming categories in their own mind that helps the brain literally to organize those terms. Is this positive or negative?
Positive.
Why?
Because I like good things. Sometimes that person loves.
Categorizing is just one of many higher-order thinking skills needed for academic success.
They make it perfect? Okay. They take care of their family. Do they do a good job or bad job? Good job. Anybody here think it's a negative thing?
Sometimes it's negative being so perfectionist.
Yeah.
Why is it negative?
Pushy.
Yeah,
Perfect.
It's too pushy,
Yeah.
too strong.
Stress out.
Stress.
They're always stressed.
Stress.
So should I put it positive, negative, or either?
Either.
Okay. So you guys understand what to do now?
Yeah.
But
Alright.
Negative. No, it's supposed to. Because you keep controlling too much, it's gonna get more spoiled. It's expression. What I see is supposed to be negative.
Yeah, negative. What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah, because
Maybe. You're right.
right?
Yeah.
You agree?
Yes, we are.
To encourage reasoning and analytical skills, learners always have to justify their answers.
can you tell us why charming is positive?
I don't know. You said it.
Why is charming positive?
Charming is positive because charming is kind of gentle personality.
We have sensitive and eager or
Does that sound right, everybody? Sensitives either?
Yes.
Okay, why, Samia? So come up here and tell everybody.
Sensitive can be for both because you could be more sensitive, caring about the poor and try to help them and feel for them. And you can be oversensitive and whining about everything, and that could get in a negative.
What's dependent mean?
Dependent mean you expect him to help all the time.
Yeah, you have to have other people help you all the time, right?
Yes.
So is that either or?
I thought it was independent.
Very good. Good job. What if you're a child? Do you have a lot of control over things?
No.
So can the child tell the parent what to do?
No.
So how does the child, if they want to get something, they have to manipulate. How do they manipulate the parent? They cry. What else do they do?
Charming.
They charm them, right?
Yeah.
So they get candy by,
Charming.
or like if my mother says no, where do I go?
Daddy.
I go to daddy. Does daddy and mommy know I'm doing that?
No.
That's also manipulative. So is that good or bad, do you think? Negative or positive or either?
Negative.
Can it be good sometimes?
No, no problem.
In some, when you get older? Think about it. This coming weekend, we're going to test this theory. What does theory mean? It's a group of ideas, right? But can they adjust it a little bit with time? Yeah, you can take out ideas, parts of the idea, or add to it. That's the same with this theory. It's not completely finished in their studies of it, right? You can change it around. The theory is probably true that birth order affects your personality, but exactly how, they still need to research more, right? The reason I did this is because I think it's important anytime you have a reading to kind of reevaluate everything you've learned and to synthesize the prior knowledge with the text and make a new sort of proposition or theory that fits to their life and is more personal. So we're going to be researchers. How are we going to find out if this is true?
Read and more about it.
Yeah, what else can we do if we're a scientist? What can we do? Interview people, right? So I want you to think of 3 questions that you can ask people on the street or in your neighborhood to find out if this is true, if this theory is true. So can you do that for next time? Come up with 3 questions? Everybody understand? Half of the battle in any classroom is establishing rapport. And even if your lesson isn't going as well as you want it to go, or things aren't going the way you think it should, if you have good rapport with the students, they might not even notice those mistakes. And another point I think about establishing rapport is when you're presenting your person and sharing your personal stories and bringing up your prior knowledge to a reading and making students laugh a little through some humor, that allows the students permission to do the same in the classroom. And it also excites the students so they can share their histories, and that encourages more interaction in the classroom too. Okay, I want to thank you. Everybody, you were great today.
Thank you.